me hit record. Go live. Okay.
Here, I'll re-ask my question. Hi guys, happy Wednesday. We're talking about TikTok shop and being vibey. This is my only technical question I have. Other than that, I just want to talk about vibes. But TikTok shop is my vibe right now because I like that every video I use shop stuff for, it goes like does way better. And I like that I get free shit.
Yeah, so let's
So
talk
I get to pay.
because we don't gatekeep, and I like that you're just like asking about that. And that's why I was hesitant. Okay. Now, usually whenever a platform has some sort of new feature, you want to do it. Okay. You want to use it because think of it, they want you to use their gadgets and gizmos. So I was though a little nervous. I'm like, I don't know about the TikTok shop. And then a lot of creators that I follow were talking about that they were not only using it and liking it, but that they were noticing, which would make sense, that TikTok would push out the ones that you tag a product in, you are promoting their product. So I joined it and I did. So the first thing I bought myself was the face. I'm on IG and TikTok. And so the first thing that I did was I bought that snail mucin because I was like, I need to try that. And I loved it. And then I tagged it. And I did notice that my videos, those videos that had a tagged product, were performing better. And I'm sure, let me know down below if you notice that your For You page is like tons of products. Okay. So I get it that at first some people are like, that's exactly why I don't like it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I like to shop though, and I like to get fun things. And if I can find something cool, it's the same reason we're all addicted to Amazon and we love Starbucks, just convenience. Okay. So if you are nervous to buy from there, I have now bought different things. And then Annie was asking, I have been doing cold showers. So I told myself after my second brain surgery that like I usually wait. I'm like, oh, if they really want to, like they'll ask me and I'm done. I'm like, the worst thing is people say no. Like they just say no. So I was reaching out to brands, and here is where the confusion was. One brand told me on TikTok to apply for the cold plunge thing, and I sent the request in, and then I got denied. And I messaged them on Instagram. I'm like, why did I get denied when you told me to go apply for it over there? And they were like, oh, it's different teams. So you have to think a lot of businesses, it's not one person is head of marketing. Like it's like maybe one person is handling the inbox, one person's handling that. So so far I did get the Kraken was really cool. They sent that to me. And I'm all for, I know some people are like, I only do things for blah, blah, blah. Here's what I think. I like having things. I like new things. I like fun stuff. I like gadgets. I'm not a huge drinker anymore, but I'm like genuinely excited to have that Kraken up at the lake with my family and have everybody try it out. So to me, to get a product, to use it and give my opinion, I mean, my whole fucking life I've been doing that. So I love it. I think that it's something really cool. And I think if you have over 5,000 followers, you should do it. Please, what I'm loving about this new thing is brands don't want to work with the people who have 1 million followers. I mean, they still do, but they would much rather work with like micro influencers and people who actually like, I do cold shower, so cold plunge makes sense. So I would suggest if you are going to use TikTok shop, just like if you use anything, don't just like apply for things that make no sense with you. Like I don't cook a lot. So me getting a whole bunch of pots and pans is not really something I'm going to use, or I think my opinion matters. I don't know what pans. I get the pans that I think I got in college, and then I bought some more when we moved into this house. Like I think KitchenMate is the good Pyrex, I think, are brands. Like I legit don't really freaking know. That's not my expertise, but you want to give me a cup, you want to give me some like makeup and stuff like that. So I just think it's cool to get that practice and reaching out to brands. And I know a lot of people suggest using ChatGTP to formulate stuff.
Well, and what I think is interesting and different about the TikTok shop is that you're not doing the reaching out. It's not like before where it's like like a dream brand you would like to work with. And I'm just like thinking Tree Hut body scrubs because that's like super generic and we could like everybody can talk about it. Like maybe you're you wanted to like work with them, but in the past you'd have to like get in their inbox. Maybe you'd have to, like, we talked about this, you'd have to like tag them in stories if you're already using the product a bunch of times, like send them an email pitch with like your pitch deck portfolio, and like hope that the whoever gets the right email and is still in charge of social media and gifting and all the things, and then you get the collaboration. TikTok like removes so much of that, and it gives the creators a lot of power to actually work with brands, because the brands are able to be transparent about what they're giving away on TikTok. You can go to the brands pages and see what products they have there for like sample, or that it says sample right on it.
And it
Okay.
even shows you how many people, how many requests they already have in,
And how many they have of it.
and how
And
many
I
of
was even watching TikTok do giveaways last night on Beach Waver. I'm just going to name brands because
Yeah.
it helps people understand and have good influence. I think Beach Waver is doing amazing with TikTok Shop. I'll just say that. I think that the way that they've transitioned as a brand to use it is super cool. So like if you're looking at it from a business side, like we are more the content creator, reviewer, UGC side, whereas like brands like that, or when we talk about like brands, that's what we mean, and not like our personal brands. But it's really cool. Like they do giveaways now on TikTok where you can do it through your actual shop link. So like when you're live, these businesses can do like actually controlled giveaways that are done through TikTok, announced on there, and then like done through the TikTok shop where they like it's all safe. And I just think that empowers the like buyers to feel really secure in that, because I was kind of like, I don't know about shopping on TikTok, and now I'm like, no, it's a super secured platform. And then two, with all the samples and being able to pick and choose, it allows creators to apply for brands that they want to work with already. So and it like, and they know that they're already giving it away. So there's already like a mutual understanding of where you're at. It's not just like cold pitching yourself. It's the same thing as why like in the MLM industry, cold messages get like an ick feeling. When brands get a random cold message from a creator, no, did they get as big of an ick? No, because they're flattered creators want to work with them. And usually you do it with some more art, like Tanya was talking about with the Chat GPT and having to go to those links. But TikTok eliminates all of that legwork there for people who are just starting.
I
To
think
get
it's
paid and move forward, you have to do that other stuff. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat that. But to start and to get practice, it's such a great way to get your first couple brand deals or brand partnerships under your belt.
well, and I just think
So
it's
they
really
do it.
cool because some people, it's like all this talk, you know, like brand, they're like, but I'm not a brand, I'm just a person. That's what's really cool is TikTok wants to actually give it to real people. And that's why if you notice some of the people who are blowing up, it's like, I was watching this one teacher clean this classroom. Okay. I do watch people clean. I need to clean more. I'm watching them. It's going to influence me just like I watch people work out. But it was really cool to see that it's like people want your honest opinion, like especially, and I just like that because I would rather hear someone who, you know, does those type of things all the time to share about it. And it makes it so much easier. It's kind of like how CapCut makes editing your content. And I just feel like it's opening the doors for so many people who have said, I just couldn't do that. I'm not that creative. You honestly don't really need to be that creative. Now, I love being creative, and so I'm not going to knock it. There is art, there's cool things, but it's like scrapbooking, I guess, is probably the best analogy. Like you can give someone the cutouts and they can make a pretty picture. And then have you ever been to a I used to do scrapbooking with my mom, and I remember like she would have all these stickers and stuff, and like I'd sit there and it obviously looked like a child made it, and then I'd look over mom's like in cursive and beautiful. But that's what's so cool is you get to start doing it and you get to be in charge of the creative. Whereas before, if you wanted to work with like a brand, like it would be so many different layers. Like on a I can give the example now because I actually have been on a commercial. On a commercial, there's a director, there's all these different people, and you have a small part. You don't get to control many things. Here, you not only get to control, you get cool free product. You get to say whatever you want. No one's telling you you have to say it this way. You need to say these different words. Like, and you can read through everything before you sign up for it. So like, there's no more, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna get duped. Like you said, like I know a lot of people were nervous about TikTok Shop. I don't know. And it's kind of like anything that's brand new. People are always resistant. Remember, people thought the internet wasn't gonna be a thing. Like people were like, people are not gonna do that. Like
Or
what?
social media or Snapchat or even TikTok in itself. Like, yeah,
I mean,
100%.
Uber. We used to be told not to get in the car with strangers, and now we just have random people picking us up and dropping us off.
Things change.
So I just like that we're able to talk about that because I know, I mean, just from the first thing, like the Coffee Slut Club, I would not have known about that, but Annie shared it with me. And that's what's so cool is when people realize like there's so many different brands out there and there's so many different people. So don't think, oh, well, no one would want, just apply. Who cares? I've gotten denied some things. And I will tell you the first time you're like, what? They don't like my page. What is wrong? And then you're like, no, they just only have a certain amount of requests and maybe, I don't know. Who cares? On to the next one. Not right for me. I'll find somebody else. And then you might have some brands like that I had that they told me to message them and they denied me because they're like, oops, wrong department took care of that. Sorry. So reapply.
Or like I've had brands that I applied for on there go all the way to the hard work of finding me on Instagram, direct messaging me on there because they don't want to follow TikTok's like shipping policies, which is fine. I totally understand. They wanted to like DHL it to me because that's way cheaper for big companies to do that. So it can work both ways for you. And I just cannot encourage you guys enough that from like a scams and like fraud standpoint, that like this is one of the best ways to start and to get your feet wet in influencing. And it's a fun way to do it because you're not going to be doing those like ship you the jewelry. I don't know if you guys have gotten the jewelry spam on Instagram where it's like from some random account telling you to message the main account. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, drop some black hearts in the comments because I got my gothic style. It's in my stories right now, but like your gothic style has my god my gothic style. No.
Who's talking is over on our Zoom. But you'll be able to catch the replay on YouTube. And no, my aquarium, I do my lives over there, but I'm not there now. But I just sorry, they were just like saying a whole bunch of things. They're like, a fish called Wanda, what's going on? Where's the noise coming from?
I love that. No, and that's the other thing I was gonna say is it also protects you because a lot of times when you're signing contracts with brands, what people don't talk about is how often young and new creators are taken advantage of in those deals. They have lots of clauses that say they can like indiscriminately use the content you create from the point of that. Like, and don't ever sign contracts like that. Please, 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 like ask questions, send them to us. Like, Google the terms in it if you don't have a lawyer or somebody or a manager looking over your stuff seriously because that means that they can use any TikToks you post or content you post on their thing in their advertisements and whatever, and they don't have to pay you anything. They just get, and that doesn't mean just things with their products. So like, and TikTok doesn't have that. You're not making that agreement with these brands. So I just think I can't say enough about how it's a great way to start, especially if you're brand new, because you're going to be a lot more protected from scams and just being used. That's it because you don't know what you don't know. It's the same in every industry. The young people who come in are preyed on and taken advantage of because they don't know better. When you know better, you do better. Your standards get higher. It's just like Tawny and I having these deep conversations about when do you start to ask brands to get paid instead of just gifting stuff. And like Tawny and I are kind of at different levels. Tawny has a significantly larger, more active following than I do right now. So our conversations are at different levels of it, but we both technically, based on scales, should be being paid, not just gifted promotions. And obviously, if it's like a piece of furniture, like a larger, more expensive item, a gift makes a little bit more sense. But if it's like a $5 item and I'm going to make like 5 to 7 reels with it or something, like that really is time and value. Amazon alone is paying people $25 a video right now for like a specific type of video that they need to boost their platform for influencers. I mean, millionaires make $25 an hour. How many reels and stuff can I realistically pump out in an hour? Probably like 4 or 5. That's like $100 an hour when you do the math there. So like there's clearly money to be made in the industry. You just have to kind of learn and like take your time doing it. That's my little spiel there. You have to start and then you'll get better at it.
And like look into it because I will say I follow this one chick and she was like, I went with this one brand and then I found out that they stole artwork from this other creator. And so like, make sure when you go with that brand, like you look into them. You don't just because someone says, I want to send you this. You're like, okay, sure. I'll take it. Like look into it, see if it goes with like what you're interested in, you know? And so I'm glad that Annie said you are much more protected over on TikTok. Cause I'll tell you, like for our Spark Squad, we've started taking pictures just because I know when you first start out, you get all excited. You're like, oh my God, this person wants to do all these things and send me all this stuff. And then I'm going to get commissions. And then you start getting used to it and you see all them and you're like, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, the jewelry run or those lingerie things where they're trying to be like, oh yeah, we're going to send you like $200 with all you have to do is do this and do that and like jump through all these weird hoops. So it's nice to have other people to talk about with that and be like, hey, what do you think? Because Annie once asked something and I was like, I don't know, that's kind of weird. And then one of our other friends was like, oh, I've had a brand that's done that, who's sent me money to PayPal to then go through their website and buy off of the website with the PayPal money. So like, but to me, I was like, oh, I don't know, that sounds kind of weird. And Annie thought it sounded weird.
I thought it was sketchy. That's why I asked, but apparently it's a thing.
Some
A
people
prepaid promotion is what it's called.
Yeah, a prepaid promotion. And it makes sense. It's just like some people, you know, they're like, we have a certain amount of money we can spend for marketing. So it's actually better for us to just put it this way to send it to you. And so I will tell you, I do, as a safety little thing, I like to link a lot of my stuff through PayPal because I feel like it's another way that it's going to get checked before it goes to my bank. And I'm 99% positive on TikTok. That's how I have it set up. So like it wasn't taking from my credit card or anything. It's like has to go through PayPal then to the. Okay, yeah, yours. That's how you did yours.
Yeah,
too.
I think everything but my Facebook Pay is linked, which is probably dangerous to be honest. But I do a lot of trial sales and like direct selling of things through Facebook Pay, so that's why mine's set up that way. I didn't want to get feed by. I didn't want to get kicked off PayPal.
Thing for it's all just if someone buys from your site, you get 30% off. That's amazing. 30% off is really great. Most places are like 10 to 20. So 30% is awesome. And a lot of places are that way. They're just off of commission. So just if someone uses your link or your referral code, which to me, it's like, I'm going to be using it anyway. And that's how I've always been. And you can look at some brands. I'm pretty sure SandCloud accepts everyone. They were the first brand that I was like an ambassador for. And I thought that that was like really cool and exciting. It's just like the first time you tag like a big creator, you tag a brand and they reshare your stuff. It's cool. Like the first time I saw my picture on a website, like I was like that in my rainbow optics. I was like, that's me. And I want to tell you guys something. I asked them if they had ambassadors and they told me no. I was like, you have me on your website. And then years later, I went to their website and they just have it now. And so I'm an ambassador with them. But so I'm just telling you, if you're like I love that brand. So I didn't care. And you can go back through all my pictures. You can see me. I've been wearing rainbow optics since my brain surgery because I was like, I want that color therapy thing. So what's cool is when you partner with things that you're passionate about, like Gilly just said, nice, 30% cash money. That's cool. I love it.
Okay, but I do have a serious question though while we're talking about all the semantics of this. So have you gotten direct invites from brands on the TikTok shop? So not like applied for samples, like gotten a direct invite from a brand.
Yes.
Okay. Because I got my first ones today. I got 2 of them, and all it said is add all the products to my thing. So I was just wondering if you worked through that and what happened. If you can give us a little walkthrough.
So what's weird is I added all the products to my showcase, but I'm still waiting. I'm still in that limbo, which I'll tell some of you guys. I feel like at day or 4 or 5, you start freaking out. You're like, why am I still not hearing anything? I've been noticing they're more around like the 6 or the 7. And I don't know. So for a while I had them all like on my showcase. And then I was like, I'm going to hide them until like they send me it. I don't want it on my showcase. So like I left it up for a while and then I hid it. And I don't know if it's the right way to do it or not. I don't know if maybe someone like was like, you have to keep it up there for them to approve you. So maybe, I don't know. But
I have no idea, because I also saw that you can do like you can meet with a brand and they can give you a product from the site, then give you like a specific code that you can put on your live to do giveaways of their products. So like there's all sorts of new things going on back there in the TikTok shop that like, so I didn't know if that's what they mean by like direct, but those are like promote items. They're offering you an item to promote and like give away, which is cool. So I don't know. I'm just saying, if anybody has more advice on how to actually make the direct requests work for us, please give information, because I would love to understand what the differences are in that. But yeah, that was kind of my thing. That was my idea. I would add them and then hide them till I was actually had an item to like. Yeah. I don't know what you want me to promote if I don't have an item.
I don't have it there, but but like adding it, yeah, is so cool. Were you proud of your website picture? Yeah. Shell, yeah, I am. I love taking pictures. And that's what's cool is like I've always, when I get stuff, have liked taking photos of it and, celebrating things that way. So, I mean, how many times do you guys take a picture of your Starbucks cup? Has Starbucks ever given you a free Starbucks?
I mean, yes.
Sometimes
I've gotten a lot of free Starbucks in my life, but I'm not sure it was all from Starbucks.
Well, I'm just meaning like you would probably be more inclined to. So like it doesn't take anything off, but I will say like nobody wants to follow a Pamela Anderson. So like nobody wants to follow someone like who is, I mean, even though ketones have saved my life and they have given me my brain back and my energy and all these amazing things, I still try to make a point that it is not more than 2 or 3 slides in a row. And then it goes to something else, because think about it. Like when you're watching a TV show, once it gets to commercials, you start skipping through. So if you're just going to be like product, think of how many people like, I don't want to follow that. Like I'm all for supporting my friends, but if you're just continuously product, you are not just a product. I want to know why you want to use it. I know what you about it. What's your favorite flavor? How do you use it? Like, tell me all these things that I need to know about it, not just like, here's my glasses. Like, okay, cool. They're your glasses. Like, did you know that they're blue light blockers, like blah, 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 like all the different cool benefits that can help somebody. Because
I was just say they're wanting like user generated content. That's why these brands are going to micro influencers. They don't want just more pictures of their products. They pay professional photographers who take pictures for a living to do the photos. They don't need you with your iPhone 12 and you're like, I'm sorry, I'll say it, with your shitty lighting from your window and your messy background to give them good shots of their product. What they need is videos of you using and enjoying the product. Like a picture of eyeshadow and lipstick on a table is something they can produce for an ad themselves. Yeah. What they can't produce is you swiping it like on your eyeball and then touching your screen and doing a transition into a crazy ass makeup look that you did with the whole set. That's not duplicatable. That's something only a creator can do for them. I picked makeup just because I was trying to, like, you cannot just make flyers with ketones. Like, I see it everywhere. If all you're doing is posting a flyer, you're not like, you're just another billboard that people are going to tune out. Like, I do not pay attention. What do you do when the advertisements come on a TV show? What do you pick up? What do you pick up? And start scrolling? Your cell phones. You start scrolling TikTok because our brains are so trained for instant gratification that we won't even listen to a 15-second advertisement.
I know.
So why do you think that somebody's going to read an image that doesn't, like, that isn't even engaging to them? Like, I'm just so serious.
I love it. No, I'm
sorry if that's like mean and rude and I smacked you on the face, but that's why static photos on Instagram, static photos, like that's why that is going out of trend. None of it. Like, yes, photography is beautiful and I love it and it's great for family memories and for cutesy little inspirational posts that you can post every once in a while, but that is not going to generate online income. That's not going to create brand awareness. That's not going to grow a platform. It's just not. Inspiring people is not going to grow a platform. Actually solving their problems and showing them how the things you're teaching them are going to solve them. Like showing them the dark part and how it gets you out. Show them the knot and then you untying it. Like,
plus I just am loving seeing more people be themselves and more raw, because I'm just so over the like beige and tan aesthetic of just like the perfect, and you're like, I know that is not like, I'm just seeing a fraction of your little highlight reel and I want to see the real you. Like I want to see the mess. Like, and I know some people are like, I hate like that most of my lives are in my bed. Guess what? I have a chronic illness. This is where I spend a lot of my time. I also learn as neurodivergent. We like it. It's my safe place. Okay. It's my safe spot. I like it. And I just love that I'm seeing more and more creators show all of that, because that's what's so cool. I don't follow people who just always have like a perfect profile grid. Because I'm just going to tell you, nobody really goes to, you're the one going to your profile a lot. Maybe when you have a new follower, they go and they look at your shit real quick, but most of the part, they're just seeing your random stuff.
Okay, I low-key love when people have really pretty profiles, but I also don't like if underneath. Okay, the thing about that is, let me be really brutally honest. I want it to be pretty. I like the aesthetic, but if what's underneath that froze photo, like you can make your whole screen. Like I get you, girl. I see you. I understand the Pinterest. Like I can't let it go. The type A. It's okay. I see you, my homies. But what needs to be underneath those like saved, really polished photos is real content. Is you, and I mean, like, and I'm learning this. I actually just talked to Tawny about this yesterday. Is I realized I haven't been made up on my TikTok in like weeks. And like I used to only show up with my lashes on, like with my hair done. Like that was the only time I felt comfortable filming for things. And that's truly not authentic to me. If you know me in real life, like I take off my makeup, I have a few shots and I'm pulling off my eyelashes. Like it's what I do. It's who I am. Like I like to be comfy cozy. I like to rub my eyeballs. I do. I wear yoga pants like 88, that's a lie, like 98% of the time. And that's okay. I'm still able to do what I do doing that. What's not okay is continuing to hide that all the time and like masking that. So that way I'm making what I think is others comfortable, but really people can feel that. People can feel that in your content. So I don't care if you use the beautiful photos or the nice little, Pinteresty backgrounds when you're making your stuff look nice, but if the content isn't real and isn't actually you getting to solving problems, again, like I know we talk about that a lot and people are like, oh, what does that mean? But I just mean like if you're not actually talking about something you're going through, if you're not showing the mess to make your message, then it's not going to hit with people. Like it's just not. People can't relate to being perfect because none of us are. We're all sitting there behind the screen, hiding, trying to watch somebody else's life at the end of the day. And
No,
maybe we can make them smile, maybe we can bring them joy, but you can't expect like something that you can't do yourself. And so like that's why when you see somebody fart, burp, cuss, do whatever, you're either automatically attracted or repelled. And that's the goal. Is I don't care. I don't want people to like me online anymore. I either want you to automatically be like invested and want to be around me, or I want to repel you. I would rather you be absolutely turned off and like completely block me on everything than every single person love me and feel comfortable watching my content.
Mic drop. Mic drop. And it is true. No, there's nice when you can have a really good picture. And I will tell you, I feel like it's also a part of like everybody's evolution. Like if you go far enough back in my Instagram, you can see I was trying to do the crazy pattern. It has to be a quote, then a picture, then a whatever. And the thing is I now, when I see other creators' pages like that, I know how much work, and it is beautiful. I love it, but it's also like, maybe because I have a little bit of Fight Club in me, it's like I just want to break something that's beautiful. Like if it's too pretty, I just feel like I'm like, it's not real. It's like the people who live in museum houses, and I'm like, and I know there's some people like, but it really brings me joy and I love it. And I'm like, that's cool. And that's when we get to realize that that's how you get to be, and you get to have your page be that way. And I'm glad that, we all do get to show up however you want to. And the coolest thing is you can change. So if you always had super polished pictures, the funniest thing is I was like, how do I change? And I'm like, just like you do in anything in life, like you just one day decide to post something different, like just like you decide to change your hair color. And I mean, are there going to be some people who are going to fall off? Yes. But like Annie said, you don't want people around who aren't going to be your vibe or appreciate you for you. And that's
I was just saying, it's just time to stop only showing up as like this curated image of what you think people on social media are. Because what's so cool and what the whole new movement of social media is it's real people on social media. And so the more you continue to kind of like fight the realness in you, like I just know that like it weighed so heavily on me. I was caring so much about making my story flows perfect, making them look like everybody else's. Like, you know what? It's up for 24 fucking hours. what I post up there truly doesn't matter at the end of the day. I can make the most beautiful, like heartfelt, like slide about my journey and nobody can click it. And I can post pictures of me and my dog threatening to go like murk the groundhog like I did today. And like I get 25 laugh reacts, although I didn't. Y'all are haters. Y'all should be on mine and Bentley's team. You're scrolling past. Don't scroll past people's stories. That's my other thing. I'm gonna say that right now. All you people just watching people's stories all the time, throw us a like, throw us a heart, throw us some reactions. Like y'all get in, like we're putting all the work in, and your TV ain't free. This TV show costs some love. Okay. Pet peeve. That was my random rant.
Like Tinkerbell. Like I'm like, oh, like I need attention or I'll die. So it's just like mine's more when you see one that has so many views and I'm like, I don't even have that many likes. Like all you guys just looked. It's not that hard to just do boop 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 boop. So if you have friends who have small businesses or just people putting themselves out there, I have to thank you, like anybody who ever gives a nice comment, because you don't realize you may be the one and that may be the last time. There's been some times I'm telling you with my cold shower, I'm like, that's it, I'm done. And I'm like, but they help you a lot. And I'm like, but you don't need to record it. Nobody wants to see this shit anymore. Why do you do it? And then I'll get a message. Someone's like, thank you for consistently doing it and showing. And I'm like, okay. You're right. And you always have to think the starfish. You never know, like that video could be the one thing that one person watches and then it changes like their anxiety journey. So I've
been sharing my dragging myself out of the darkness hole on TikTok lately. And I like shared a really vulnerable, I think it was on the friends only one even, because like my first draft of it, like it was bad. Like I showed how bad the mats were in my hair and somebody commented that it inspired them to take a shower. And then my one the next day inspired a different person to do their makeup and like actually get ready for the first time in a long time. And those seem so little, but I also know that like I've gone through so many dark days recently where I couldn't get myself to do either. So that like by just sharing that genuinely like was able to inspire other people to take that little bit of love for themselves. Like, oh my God, it just made me feel more self-compassion for myself. Like I was like you don't realize how big a deal it is to just share the little struggles, because somebody else is probably struggling with that same little thing, and just hearing you did it might give them just like enough confidence to borrow to do it themselves. Tawny lets me borrow confidence all the time.
Make me cry. It is though. It really is just being as nice to yourself as you are to other people. And sometimes I know it seems cringy to share that, but like when you do have somebody else be like, me too, man. I feel that.
Just makes you feel so seen. And that's the point. That's why I guess maybe what this whole conversation like rails down to is that's what we want. Like that's the point of doing all this, is to be a real creator online, to show that part, because there's so much other curated people dancing plastic Barbie dolls that we need real people. We need you. We need your story. We need the people who are impacting people's lives because they're willing to show up day in and day out again and again, even when it's just absolutely fucking sucky.
Laugh because I just love her so much. That was so good. And it's so true. It really is. And think of how wild. I know some people, and I've been there, a memory has popped up, Facebook memories, and you're like, oh, and it like hurts. And then there's some that are great, but I can tell you that the years I can see that I started documenting my life more. It's just really cool to see how much growth I can see, and just, just silly things like my animals. Like I kind of wish I did social media earlier because I don't have tons of puppy Ella because I wasn't, I took some, but it's like really interesting. And I know sure maybe you get it sometimes that people like, I don't know if I would want to share that. The coolest thing about the internet, you get to decide what you share. You get to, and I didn't want to unbear all of that right away. But like Annie said, what you get back makes it so worth it 10 times over. Like I know that I've been able to get through all my brain surgeries because I continue to share. And like, it's wild because I don't even realize it till someone's like, but you on a daily basis open up and talk about that. And they were like, I only talk about it like once a year on my stroke anniversary. Like, I don't know how you do that every day. And I'm like, shit, I don't even think about it like that. Like, I think you're more like other survivors. I'm like, you're more of a badass because you're running marathons. She's like, you fucking talk about it every day. You have people ask you like really intrusive questions and you like always answer. And I was like, Oh.
Authentic content creators are definitely running a marathon. I also just wanted to say this. I heard this, can't take credit for it. My friend Chelsea said it in her stories today, but she's like, I'm going to break the internet with this post. Like, I'm just going to put blah, blah, blah. And was like, I feel spicy. And she goes, but I can put anything out there on the internet I want. You want to know why? Because anybody can have any opinion or feelings they want about it. And I don't have to respond back. You can put anything out there you want. You don't owe anybody a response to it once it's out. You turn off the comments. You do whatever you want. You are entitled to put your opinion on your page, bar none of how it makes other people feel. Is that how you use that saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think that was right.
It's going to cut off any moment, but that was just like fire. You're absolutely right. And I can tell you, people are like, I'm like, it's way weirder in person. In the internet, when someone's mean to you and bully block, they never exist again. It's freaking amazing. Oh,
Wait, can we reopen this now? Not to record, but just for a quick? Okay.
we'll have to go. Okay, others.